1/3 ulnar, lateral 2/3 is radial, dorsal part of the hand, and 3.5 fingers, dorsal part 3.5 fingers. So all this area is radial.
Also this one.
Right, also this part too, this is also radial. This whole thing is also radial, this part here. Okay. Okay, let's get to today's topic now. Well, that was just an introduction. Okay, just a recap. Okay, so in the posterior aspect of the forearm, we have, how many muscles do we have there? 12 muscles, good. And so we have, first we have this muscle here. What's this muscle? Okay, this is brachioradialis. As you can see, it's one of the important muscles of the forearm. It is anterolaterally located. It's a lateral compartment muscle, but we can see it on the anterior side. It has this bulge, okay, elevation on the lateral part of your forearm, and that is basically formed by the brachioradialis muscle, which is this muscle here. Everybody, look at the model, please, and everybody, show me your brachioradialis. Show me the brachioradialis. Show me brachioradialis. Okay, show me the brachioradialis, everybody. Okay, good. Over there, on the model. Right. Okay. What about the other guys?
Thank you.
Okay, show Rabia the brachioradialis. Let me see if it's correct or not. Show it to her. No. Show it on the model.
Hepsi brachioradialis.
This is brachioradialis. Are they correct? Okay, good. Okay, so brachioradialis. Let's look at brachioradialis now. So brachioradialis, origin is what? Lateral supracondylar ridge. Okay, good. And insertion? Okay, the basal process. So basically it passes the elbow joint, but here it does not pass the wrist joint. What does it mean? It means that, so what function, okay, my question is for brachioradialis, what function does it occur in terms of activating the hand? What particular function does it perform on the hand? Brachioradialis. No. We'll talk about the hand, okay? What particular function does it?
It doesn't have any function in the hand because it doesn't pass from there.
Exactly. So that's the answer for that. It does not have any function on the hand. Okay. Why? Because it doesn't pass the wrist joint. That's why. So it attaches to it. It inserts to the stylic process. Stylic process is part of the radius, right? It doesn't pass the wrist joint, so it does not act on the hand. So this is one of the important aspects, because it's located in the forearm, but it's not active on the hand. Okay. However, all the muscles that we're going to look at, they act on the hand primarily, like they do an extension function. But the brachioradialis does not. So which function do they do? Do they perform on the forearm? Right. Now that's one exception. Second is that although this muscle is part of the posterior compartment muscle of the forearm, and what did we say? So all the posterior compartment muscles of the forearm, they extend the hand, they act on the hand, they extend the fingers and so forth. And the second function would be the supination, right? Supination. So there's two functions that are involved in all these muscles, okay? So brachioradialis is an exception. So they don't do that, okay? They don't extend and they don't supinate. What they do, they flex as if it's part of the anterior compartment muscles. But it's not, it's located in the posterior compartment or posterior lateral, and it's part of posterior compartment muscle, but they flex rather than extend, okay? So they flex the forearm, okay? They flex the forearm. So what do they do primarily? So they flex the forearm. Okay, so we're talking about flexion of the forearm. So which other muscles do you remember that flexes the forearm?
The
Bicep.
Everybody, my question is to everybody. Which muscles flexes the forearm? Okay, when I say that, you have to say what? BBC. That's it, right? So what does BBC stand for?
Biceps.
Biceps brachii, brachialis, coracobrachialis. So they all what? Flex the forearm. In addition to this flexion, this BBC, one of them is bicep brachii muscle, also does what function?
Semi-pronation. Oh no. Supination.
Supination, okay? So besides the flexion of these BBC muscles, biceps brachii muscle also is a powerful supinator. Don't forget that. Okay, it's a powerful supinator. All right. Everybody understood this, right? It's important. Okay, so we talked about flexing the forearm. BBC muscles and brachioradialis does that. So is there any functional differences in flexion while performing flexion?
Semi-pronation.
Okay, say it.
Semi-pronation of like it's.
Okay, so when does brachialis is active? In
When
which
you're-
part of flexion do they occur or do they provide?
When your hand is semi-pronated.
Okay, can you show everybody? Okay, stand up. So let's do the biceps first.
Okay.
So if you want to increase the biceps muscle mass, how would you put your forearm? How would you flex your forearm?
You would supinate your arm first and then flex it.
Right. So basically, in a supinated position,
Yes.
if you flex, if you do this. So if you do this, you're increasing the muscle mass of biceps brachii. And next would be?
And then the brachioradialis semi-pronated. So this is supinated, this is pronated, this is semi-pronated.
Right.
And you
So in the
flex-
halfway of the pronation, you have this is the pronation, supination, the halfway, semi-pronated. So if you do this is flexion.
of
This is
the-
also flexion. So when you do this, carry weight or do weightlifting like this, then you would activate your brachioradialis. And how about brachialis?
Brachialis while your hand's pronated.
Right, when the hands are pronated, fully pronated, okay, it's like, I'm pronating my hands right now. And then this is also flexion. So when you say flexion, don't just think that this is flexion, okay? So we have three different differences in performing flexion motion, okay? So we have supinated flexion, okay? Completely pronated flexion, and semi-pronated flexion, okay? And these basically are activated by three different muscles primarily. The others also, all three of them also activate. They also work. But the ones that we talked about, they work more than the others, okay? All right. So that's brachioradialis. Nerve is? Radial nerve, okay. Now, so we're going to talk about the radial nerve a bit later. Okay, next muscle is, okay, so this is the brachioradialis, most lateral. And then next to it, we have a muscle. What muscle is that next to brachioradialis? Is extensor carpioradialis longus. Next to it, we have extensor carpioradialis brevis. So all these three muscles are together. Brachioradialis, extensor carpioradialis longus, extensor carpioradialis brevis. Okay? Now, extensor carpioradialis, okay, everybody show me extensor carpioradialis longus and brevis. Right. No. Okay, so this is brachioradialis. This is longus and brevis.